The LTA has been offered a hefty sum to lift the ban on Russians and Belarusians. The LTA has been offered £415,000, $500,000, from the WTA Tour if they lift their ban on Russian and Belarusian players from competing in this year's pre-Wimbledon grass court events. The Women's Tour has proposed to halve their £830,000, $1 million, fine on the British tennis body if athletes from the two nations are allowed to play, while also calling on the LTA and All England Club to try and negotiate with the government. The LTA is continuing to face significant pressure to drop their ban on Russian and Belarusians ahead of this summer's grass court swing. According to The Telegraph, the WTA Tour has now stepped in and offered to retrospectively reduce their £830,000 fine, which has already been paid by the LTA, to £315,000 if the British governing body for tennis allows players from the two nations to compete in their pre-Wimbledon events. Their offer comes after the LTA appealed the fine, with the WTA issuing a new response stating that the fee would be halved if Russian and Belarusian players, including the likes of recent Australian Open champion Aryna Sabalenka, can compete in the WTA 250 events in Nottingham and Birmingham and the WTA 500 tournament in Eastbourne. As part of their response, the WTA has also offered to halve the fine if the All England Club helps the LTA with negotiations. A sub-clause states that the fine can also be cut down if LTA and All England Club, the home of Wimbledon, were found to have made appropriate efforts to resolve the problem via negotiations with the British government. As we have said before, we disagree with the outcome and the fines levied, said an LTA spokesperson on Monday. Nevertheless, our current focus is on working with the WTA, ATP, ITF, AELTC, and UK government in order to find a resolution for events in 2023. The Women's Tennis Tour's request for negotiations comes after members of the All England Club appeared to place most of the blame on the government when announcing their decision to ban Russians and Belarusians from the championships in 2022. AELTC chairman Ian Hewitt claimed during the Wimbledon's 2022 spring press conference that the ban was the only viable option in light of UK government guidance for sporting bodies and events with the specific aim of limiting Russian influence. And the WTA's offer comes after the LTA was threatened with the prospect of losing their tournament licenses for the pre-Wimbledon tournaments, which includes the ATP event at the Queen's Club along with the challengers in Surbiton and Ilkley.